Hello and welcome to Betfred's Football Show. This week, it's the case for the defence. We have a former Fulham, QPR and Man United fullback, Paul Parker, and a former Spurs and Rangers defender in Graham Roberts. Gents, thanks for coming in. Graham, let's just start with one of your old clubs. Last night, great comeback by Rangers. Have now got this all-important playoff against PSV Eindhoven to get into that group stage.
Yes, it's a tough game because, like PSV, I saw a little bit last night where they came back 2-1 down at home, came back, got 2 goals in extra time, 1 in extra time. It's going to be a tough game, but the atmosphere last night, Rangers, was amazing. You know, you go there, like I went there last year when they was making their way to the final of the Europa League, and it was absolutely unbelievable. And I think it might get them through to the qualifiers.
Because it'd be huge to get into the group
league,
stage for the first time since 2010, wouldn't it? Because Celtic are in there. Yeah. It's just the extra money that group stages would bring.
You're talking 30 million quid minimum. So that to Rangers is gold dust. So, yeah, but they have to play better than they did away from home against PSV. But, yeah, I would back them. I'd back them to go into the group stages.
Well done to Rangers. That was a great comeback. So PSV Eindhoven, and if we win that qualifier over 2 legs, then they'll be in the group stages for the first time since 2010. Let's turn our attention to Manchester United. Not a great start for their new manager. Let's hear from him, Erik ten Hag.
I think it was a good start, and then after we dropped down in level, we dropped down in belief. And we make mistakes, and the opponent punishes. But I think it's a good opponent. They work long together, and when you make mistakes, you get punished for that against such teams. But always we come back, came back second half, and we had to believe on the pitch, and that was good to see. So they have to deal with the setbacks, and they have to give themselves belief because they are really good players. So when you then form a team, construct a team, you will play well. And that is what we saw second half.
Yeah, it's not your old club, Parks. I think he knows the job he's got.
I think he knew that before. I think he's found out the reality of it, really, that it is really, really difficult to work for Manchester United. And 2-1 flattered them. As much as he talks about second half performance and saying they started well, 2-1 flattered them. Because Brighton, a team that had no new signings, they've lost their main player and Basuma in midfield, and yet they were the better team with the ball and without the ball throughout that game. So he's suddenly found out now, because he's seen the situation in Man United trying to bring in players. He sees all the difficulties that every manager before him has had.
It's a rebuilding job on and off the pitch, isn't it? A new chief executive, obviously came in February, did Richard Arnold. A new manager. It's a big job to be done, isn't it?
Yes, but we've seen this all before, really. Different this and different that, and it's always the same issue. Every time it comes to signing in the summer, it's always a problem. And generally, all of a sudden, they'll throw someone in, you can get so-and-so in January, i.e. Fernandes. You can go and do that, and it's made out as a big thing. It's sold well, but it doesn't really come really out exactly what it is. We've seen Fernandes, we've seen his strength when he first arrived during the lockdown period. Now we've seen his weaknesses when, as it gone, there's crowds in the pitch. We've seen his temperament issues as well. When things aren't going his way, he suddenly wants to become a Hollywood passer of the ball. So there is discipline problems within the players, and there's definitely discipline problems above as well, because it's just the two are not moulding together.
The transfers so far, obviously Christian Eriksen came on a free transfer. They signed a left back from Feyenoord, haven't they? And then it's Lisandro Martinez, the centre back from Ajax. And obviously it was a tough start for Lisandro Martinez. Look, there's still plenty of days in the transfer window left. You expect new players to come in. So, look, he's made it quite clear Erik ten Hag wants a striker, doesn't he?
Well, he needs it. He desperately needs one. I think we've seen that already. But just for confidence on the pitch and just belief from the fans as well. They want to see a new face. They want to see a face that they can believe in, rather than looking at the same players who have come out at the start of every season, year in, year out. Those same players who come out again from maybe their third or fourth different manager are going to produce exactly what they did before. Nothing's going to change. There won't be one of them I'll be eating humble pie about, because they haven't got it about them.
So we'll talk about the game coming up on Saturday in a moment, but it's a huge few days for Manchester United in the transfer window, isn't it?
It is. Everyone's watching them. If you hate Manchester United, you'll be watching what's going on because they want to laugh. If you love Manchester United, I think you want to cry. In certain ways, those supporters, they want to cry because they're not seeing anything positive. They're not getting anything they can believe in. They do not think that Manchester United are going to get a player that they wanted from day one. They're believing that Man United are going to take somebody just for the sake of getting somebody.
Well, they've chased De Jong all summer, though, haven't they?
I mean, at one time, I believed in that was going to be the one. There was a reason why he was hanging on for it. He believed he was going to get him. Now,
clearly it's a financial mess at Barcelona.
That comes into it, but why haven't Manchester United, even to the point of saying, well, we can cover that difference and somehow work it out differently? But I don't think they can do that. All of a sudden now they're talking about Chelsea coming in, saying that he wants to stay. He'd rather go to Chelsea than Man United. I don't know if that's anyone stirring the pot. But that's what's coming out and saying now. So if that was to happen, that would be a lot of people laughing at Manchester United again. Something which I never believed was ever going to happen to that football club, but it is.
You're watching from afar. What do you think's going on at Old Trafford?
What a size of a club. It's probably one of the biggest in the world, but it's a shambles. It's been a shambles for 3-4 years since Mourinho was there. Mourinho won 2 trophies, but I was speaking to Paul earlier, and behind the scenes it wasn't good. Then they bring in Ollie, who got them to a final, and people wasn't happy with him. And then all of a sudden you bring in Ranić, and it dipped. And I don't think it's better now than it was with, Ollie. And I think they're in a serious position. You look at them at the moment and you think top 8, maybe, but that's Manchester United. They should be top 2, even top. The resources they have, the supporters they have all around the world. And what's happened with Ronaldo. You can't have a player. I think he'd done 1 week's training. I'm not coming in. That doesn't happen at football clubs. If you're strong enough.
It sends out the wrong message to the rest of the
Everybody.
players. And all of a sudden there'll be a lot of those players playing, they'll be kind of going, oh, he's come on. He hasn't done all the work we've done, because that work you do during pre-season, it's a bit different now, Graham, to when we did.
But
it's blood, sweat,
Man
and
United had a
tears.
very good pre-season, didn't they?
Yeah.
In certain ways, yeah. But now everything now, don't judge it off when you're playing. But I'll tell you what, when I was playing, it was about those games. They mattered. You say after, but to you as a player, you wanted to win, but more importantly, you wanted to show your worth. Maybe not so people say, what do you mean by that? It's to your teammates, because if they don't see you working hard during pre-season and then do all the runs and that, then you go on the pitch and you're not delivering during pre-season. Yeah. The worst people to ever be judged by and get the wrong decision are your teammates.
Look, Ronaldo's a brilliant player. He's always been a brilliant player, but he's sitting in front of Ten Hag the other day, and when things are going wrong, he's going, "Oh, you can't have a player like that." Doing that, you got a team, not an individual player. Maybe it's because the money they're bringing in because of Ronaldo, with sort of people paying a lot of money to have him as a starlet for them. But at the end of it, it can't. You need to move on. I think the centre half, we just spoke about him, they're 56.5 million quid. But you got Varane last year. Varane's a better player than him. Me personally, I'd rather have him in my team than have Lisandro Martinez, and I just think they're in the right state at the moment. Are in really, really bad.
But what he's done at Ajax, they've clearly got a very good manager.
They have got a very good manager, but and there's a reason why he's good at Ajax, because he was allowed to manage in the fashion that he wanted to. Has that been promised to him and now been taken away? Because I'm quite sure he would never have expected to maybe what he was promised to be in the position he is now. Still with the season started already, and he hasn't got the players that he wanted. You know, we heard it a few years back. I can't remember when it was. There's been that many managers. The years are all mixed up. But I remember Mourinho moaning that I've given them a list of who I wanted. They haven't given me anything, and I was kind of pulling faces at that. Now I'm starting to maybe have to believe that that's how it is. That he got told he could have, and you'd accept it if that player decides he doesn't want to go there. That's easy to understand. But when you get to the point of they're not even making a great attempt to get what the manager wants, now that's a massive problem.
So it's got to be Champions League football. They've got to finish in the top four.
They've got to. They have to. But they won't. They're not good enough, Mark. What we've seen already, they're not good enough. And that's not being disrespect. Brighton are a good side. They finished in their highest ever top division finish last season. And the manager is fantastic. How he turns things around and gets those performances is fantastic. So they was up against a good side.
Would you like, he comes available, their manager, Brighton, goes to Man United. Do you think he could turn that around?
No, not in a million years.
I agree. I think he's at Brighton. There's no aspirations for him. There's no, he hasn't.
Not the pressure in the spotlight either.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you come to Man United. Oh, you can't have that. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And all of a sudden, he becomes an average manager.
Are you worried about your old club at Brentford on Saturday night?
Yeah, without a doubt. They was there last season. They was lucky to come away with a point last season. I mean, he was. Thomas Frank was absolutely devastated. His post-match, he really went out. I think he went a bit over the top, and I think somewhere along the line he apologised about the way he reacted after that. But he had every right to, because in the end it was good fortune on United's part and just maybe a little bit naivety on his players' part. But they're going to be that place will be jumping. I mean, after a great performance away at Leicester. They've just gone to make a signing as well, bringing in another Danish international. The cohesion of that club is incredible as a football team.
Yeah, a great comeback for Brentford against Leicester on Sunday. Huge few days for Manchester United in the transfer window. Big game on Saturday now away at Brentford. But the game of the weekend has got to be Chelsea versus Tottenham. And it's at 4:30 on Sunday afternoon. Right then, your old club have started very, very well.
Well, I think what they did was, early on, they said, we're going to give you £150 million. Paratici, who's the director of football, obviously Conte's told him what he wants, what positions he wants, and he's gone out and got some really, really good players. But the major thing happened was in January, when we got Kulusevski and we got Bentancur. And they fitted
I like the
in.
look of this Kulusevski.
Both of them, Mark. Honestly, Bentancur he never gave one ball away on Saturday. All right, you're talking about Southampton. Southampton were poor, but we made them poor because we closed them down, and they look. The team looked 100% fitter than they did last pre-season. So yeah, the manager's got to take all the credit. The players, I had to laugh because Paul will know this. When you do pre-season, sometimes you're sick when they're running. And you never ever had that coming out of pre-season with Tottenham. And then I had to laugh. They went to South Korea and I watched all the videos. And the manager they'd done all the football work, boom, and they got a game the next night or next 2 days. And he went, no, we ain't finished yet. You've got to do 42 lengths of the pitch. And they made them run 40, and they were all being sick on the side of the pitch. That's pre-season for you. None of us liked it, but that was, and I thought, well, that's good, because he's saying, I want you to be super, super fit. And that's what he did.
So, it's only the first game, and obviously a huge test on Sunday, but what can Spurs do this year? It's clearly a happy camp under Conte, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they could get into the top two, really. I'm looking at them, because the players we've usually had on the touchline, not as good as the ones on the pitch. Now, some of them are better. You've got Bissouma. He's better than what the two midfield players we got, I think. I watched him play last year for Brighton. You've got Richarlison, can come in and take Son, Kulusevski. If they're not better, they're as good. And we got centre halves. Lenglet can come on at the back. Every position. You got Perisic, left wing back. Amazing. You know, the right wing, they signed Jed Spence from Middlesbrough, who played it in Nottingham Forest, got them promoted last year. He's a young kid, 21 years old, but he's learning from the experienced players. And you go in the training ground and you see a buzz about the place again. And that's what the manager's done. He's given it.
What about Chelsea then? They've spent big.
They've spent big, but I'm still not getting a good vibe from the back end of last season with Tuchel. He doesn't seem the same person that started that job when he was on a buzz and he won the Champions League with them, finished really well in the Premier League. The following season, I think he was given the wrong ammunition he wanted. He didn't want Lukaku. He was given it. I don't think he's happy. That final third of last season, Chelsea were very, very poor. At the moment, I'm not seeing anything that's making me think it's going to be their season. They haven't got a centre forward at this moment in time where you think can make something happen. They've been mentioned with De Jong. They don't need De Jong. They've got an array of midfield players. They even got Conor Gallagher back as well. So you think to yourself, how many more midfield players do you want? So Chelsea at the moment for me are fighting for full spot.
Right, prediction time then on Sunday's big game, Chelsea Spurs.
Me personally, I'm going to go for an away win.
Ooh.
I'm going to go for an away win.
That's what you'll probably do as well, isn't it?
Well, Tottenham haven't won there for years.
Stats are there to be changed.
They are. And I think the last time I was there, they won 3-1. And Ericsson and Dele Alli scored goals. And yeah, I'm thinking, last year Conte went there and he wasn't as agitated as he usually was. He was very laid back, and I thought, I know it's your old club, but I think this year he'll be a totally different person on the touchline.
Is that because Graham, he's got what he wants now?
Yes.
He's got belief in that.
He got a smile on his face. He came and he was talking to everybody on Saturday, and but he still wants he still wants more, and he'll get it. He'll get more because we get rid of Ndombele and Lo Celso, and that money will come in. But I've got to say, we have probably the best summer we've ever had. And I'm going to go. I think it'll be a tight game because Chelsea don't concede a lot of goals. But I think our front three are on fire at the moment. So, I'm going to go for an away win.
Away win. Both going for an away win. Right, Monday night, Liverpool are back in action. Drop points at Fulham. It was a late equaliser for Liverpool as well. Let's hear from Jurgen Klopp.
We started actually exactly the opposite way that we wanted. First pass outside, Robo passed the ball back. That's just as a little sign. Obviously, nothing happened there, but we said we have to break lines. We played into their hands. So Fulham obviously defends in a 4-4-2. It's a really good system. We realized it all a couple of times, especially when the opponent is not playing quick enough. Because you always have the winger, the 8, and the striker there in a situation when they pass the ball to the outside. It's a pressing trigger. So, and because of that, we can find a way in the game. So when we overplayed that, pretty much always we were in front of their goal. But it still didn't feel good. The best news about this game is the result. So I'm really fine with the point. I know we could have won the game. That wouldn't have made our performance a little bit better, but we could have. But it would have been too much today. I'm happy for the punishment we got. With losing 2 points, if you want. I know we can see that differently. Fulham might say as well they lost 2 points, but that's how football is. So we all can see it our way. But again, most positive thing, result.
There's an interesting start for you, Parks. Liverpool have gone 1-0 down in 7 of their last 9 games.
Yeah, they do. They're vulnerable. When people get at them, they're vulnerable. That's the thing that's annoyed
early
me.
on. Yeah,
annoyed me. Maybe over the last 2-3 seasons where teams have just accepted they were going to get beat, so they put out weakened teams and they accept to get beaten. It's got to be the managers who decide that, because if you're a player, you want to win everything you play, and you want that opportunity when you're playing against the likes of Liverpool to go and beat them. I've been in that position when I was at Fulham and QPR. You want to beat the big guns. You don't want you're not good enough, so I'm going to leave out the best players and save them for a winnable game. You want to have a go. I sat and watched that game, and I was on the phone to one of the old directors from my time, and I turned around and said to him, I think if they get beat 3-0, they've done well. So I looked at the Fulham team, I looked at Liverpool, and he went, I think I'm with you. honestly, after 20 minutes, I'm ringing him back and I said, I'm eating humble pie. I cannot believe how well Fulham are playing. Not just that kick and run and hoping, they were destroying them by outplaying them, their movement, the closing down, everything about them. You could not believe that Fulham were a side who just got promoted. And be honest, the way they finished the end of last season, they was in another month or so, and they could have been struggling because nothing was going their way. So Fulham done great against them. Liverpool are there. If you get at them, their back four, especially on that right-hand side of their defence,
Yeah, I'm great.
you can always get opportunities.
Do you think Mitrovic has learnt from his previous season in the Premier League?
I think
great start.
Yeah, the reason why, because he's getting fed. Maybe
Yeah.
very similar to how he was in the Championship. The biggest issues that come about of him being there is every time Fulham had gone in there, the quality around him, they couldn't deliver him the ball. Now they know how to get the ball to him, and they're going to move on. By the way, they will move on. I will say one thing though: what a signing Fulham have got in Paulinho, the midfield player.
Good player.
Fantastic player. There you are. Simple shopping. Fulham can do it. A certain team.
So you think you might enjoy going watching your old club this season?
Oh, definitely at this moment. Just if I'm going off, they'll be better. This could be after 13 years of being in the Premier League, and the last two efforts they've made, and they were poor efforts. Now they look like they can deliver something in that league.
No Thiago for Liverpool for a while now. They're at home to Palace. Expecting to get all 3 points? Yeah.
Yeah, against Crystal Palace. Yeah, Palace have got a little way. They've had an indifferent pre-season because of vaccinations and not having vaccinations, so they haven't had a team all together all pre-season.
No, great.
Home win for you? Yeah.
Home win, I think maybe they'd have to water the pitch until the kick-off.
Klopp was complaining about the pitch being too dry. Well, it's going to be very, very warm this weekend. And Man City are warm favourites, 14-1 on VR against Bournemouth. And Haaland, well, he's going to score some goals, isn't he, Haaland?
Oh yeah, I was at London Stadium, and you know you're just looking at somebody, and he hadn't really got going, but he's got a presence already. His first touch, they was doing stuff they don't normally do with a centre forward. They were knocking the ball into him, and he was playing the way he was facing. City don't normally do that, but he did it easy. The centre halves couldn't get near him, and then when he made that run for his second goal, no one was going to touch him. No one. I could question the defending, but I'll tell you what, even if you got shoulder to shoulder, you do very, very well to get near him. I'm looking forward to how Van Dijk will defend against him, how he will try.
Well, he had it the week before, didn't he? He played against Liverpool the week before.
In the Community Shield, yeah.
Yeah, but you think in the league's different. The league's different. It's a different game. I agree. I think he's going to be a superstar.
So I think we all think a home win. I know Bournemouth got the great start.
We're 40-1 away. It's not. It might be worth £1 on that. I think.
And are City going to win a title then?
I think they're favourites. Yeah.
Well, odds on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're favourites. Yeah.
So see there, he's talking there. He's still thinking about Spurs. You see there when he says that.
He's made a bold prediction. Spurs finishing in the top two. Right, Arsenal at home to Leicester City. Leicester, not going great, is it for Rodgers?
No, it wasn't.
2-0 up as well.
It wasn't the back end of last season. In the cup competitions, the Europa League, it wasn't good. He was kind of getting away with it, certain things, resting too many players. But there's no continuity in the way he manages. And I believe continuity will get you to achieve things, and it will even get you out of trouble sometimes. And he doesn't go with that. Talking certain players. He's lost a few players. Talking about Fofana, might be going as well. And he was really good for them before their injury. So it's going to be a tough season for Leicester and Brendan Rodgers.
I agree.
It's 1 in 26, isn't it? I think
but you look and you're thinking you've got rid of the goalkeeper, who was a big factor for them.
It was a surprise.
Unbelievable.
When I read that, I was like,
he was their backbone. He was their organiser. And you look at it and you're thinking, well, Maddison might go. Fofana might go. You look at it and you're thinking, there's not happiness there. And, maybe he's come to the end of his time at Leicester. And, I think they're going to struggle this year. I think they're going to finish in the bottom 5 or 6.
I think they'll be at least mid-table. They'll be quite ordinary. Expectations will be quite low. That they're losing to age. their best striker in Vardy.
Yeah.
They can't get as many games out of him. And without that change of pace in that front line, it makes a massive difference for Leicester City.
The early kick-off live on BT is Aston Villa versus Everton on Saturday.
What a tough game to call. Aston Villa were seriously poor at the weekend. And you look at, you're just looking and you think to yourself, who is the better of the two evils? I look at Everton, I mean, that was drab. That game was drab. Played in. I just don't know how Everton are going to go. Everton are going to struggle again this season. You're looking for a goal scorer. Who's going to score the goals for them? He's gone out and got Connor Cody. He's going to have to change the way they play to actually service him. He's got to go to a three at the back. Connor Cody can't play in a four. So he's having to change the whole dynamics of his team to suit that one lone signing. So I don't know what line Frank's going down, but let's put it this way. It'd be interesting if people aren't talking about him going before Christmas.
Really?
I think Steven.
Pressure.
I think Steven Gerrard's under pressure as well. You know, you go to Bournemouth. He's spent money. He's left the captain out, or that used to be captain, Mings. All of a sudden, there's pressure. There's pressure, and you know, Villa fans want to be in Europe. So I think Steven's under a lot of pressure there.
And as well, by the way, with Bournemouth, that is no new signings.
Yeah.
They got beat by a championship
team, yeah.
So that doesn't read good to the people upstairs, especially to the CEO. The CEO who Steven Gerrard knew from Liverpool, the one who's brought him in, is so.
Well, he was his mate. Not a mate, but he worked with him at Liverpool. So yeah, I think both the managers are under pressure. They're young managers, but you know, I think this is a massive game on Saturday for both of them.
Right, quick fire prediction time for us to finish. So Aston Villa, Everton, Parks.
Aston Villa because they're at home.
Aston Villa because they're at home, yeah.
Right, then the 3 o'clock kick-off on Saturday. Arsenal, Leicester City.
Arsenal.
Graham?
Yeah, you got to go Arsenal.
You actually said it.
I don't know, but I didn't want to.
You actually said Arsenal. Right, Brighton versus Newcastle. Both won at the weekend.
Really tight one, this one. I'm going to go with Brighton because they're on the crest of a wave.
I'm Brighton as well, yeah.
Man City, Bournemouth.
Yeah, Man City.
City, yeah.
Southampton, Leeds.
Leeds.
Got off to a good start, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think it'd be a draw. I looked at Southampton on Saturday. Not good, but...
Wolves versus Fulham.
Wolves. I just fancy Wolves, yeah.
I'm going Fulham away.
Brentford, Man United.
Oh, God, I wish we could have avoided this one. I'm going to go...
With your heart.
Eh?
With your heart.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it. That's why I'm going to go for a draw.
I'm going Brentford.
Nottingham Forest, West Ham.
West Ham have to be better than what they were. Forest were awful, really, to be honest, really, at St James's Park. I'm going to go for West Ham.
And you've both predicted this already, but Chelsea, Spurs, just tell us again.
Spurs.
And then finally, Liverpool versus Palace.
Liverpool.
Easy win for Liverpool, yeah.
Easy win for Liverpool. Gents, thanks for coming in. And do you know what? However you're upset or annoyed or whatever, or shouting at Sky Sports News at the transfer window, it's great to have it back, isn't it?
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It is great to be back. And it's great to see you all as well. And we'll be back next week.